and thanks so much for joining us here on this Wednesday at noon. I'm Brooke Hash. One of the three men convicted in Crystal Rogers' murder will learn his sentence just hours from now. Steve Lawson was convicted back in May by a Warren County jury on conspiracy to commit murder and tampering with physical evidence. That trial lasted just 4 days. The verdict came down in less than 3 hours. The jury recommended Lawson serve 17 years in prison. His sentencing is set for 3 o'clock this afternoon. The other two men convicted in Crystal's murder, Brooks Houck and Joseph Lawson, will learn their sentences on August 21st. We'll keep you updated. Well, a major update here at noon. U of L Health is indefinitely delaying the opening of the birthing place at its Mary and Elizabeth Hospital. U of L Health said recent cuts to Medicaid have changed the landscape for health care services in Kentucky, and it's already preparing for the loss of those funds. So here is some of the video from the birthing place in its early stages back at St. Mary and Elizabeth Hospital just last September. The $20 million project was set to bring maternity services to South Louisville for the first time in nearly 50 years. Now it's on hold due to those Medicaid cuts. U of L Health said 44% of Kentucky births are financed by Medicaid, making it fundamental in developing the plans for the birthing place. In a statement, the director of public relations of U of L Health said halting these plans is disappointing, but necessary financially for this decision. We will continue to monitor the Medicaid landscape and look for opportunities to revisit the project. David MacArthur also said U of L Health still plans on opening a women's health center in that expanded space, but that it is not the same as a birthing center. It would have been the only birthing center open west of I-65. Some big news from Zone 10 Fire, which just announced it'll launch its first fire-based emergency medical services. The Fire Protection District said adding EMS to its role will allow for quicker response times and more high-quality care in the field. Zone 10's Chief Kevin Moulton said this will not take the firefighters off the trucks. Instead, this is bringing on a whole new hiring process and training for those looking to advance their EMT and paramedic skills. Zone 10 will continue to work with Bullitt County EMS and hopes to help ease their current volume, and the new service will take months to launch. This is not happening this moment. You can expect, much like your fire tax, to see an additional EMS tax to help fund this. The chief plans to dive into more of this program tomorrow. We will be there and we'll keep you posted. Metro Police are investigating a deadly shooting in the Buchel neighborhood. It happened around 5:45 a.m. off Norbrook Drive. Police said the man died at the scene. At this time, they had no suspects, so if you have any information that could help, you are always urged to call that anonymous police tip line at 574 LMPD. More than 2 months after a shooting at a Clarksville apartment complex, police say they've arrested 3 people believed to be involved. On May 31st, 4 people were heard at the Bend Apartments after someone shot into a crowd of a party, and some of those victims as young as 15 years old. Well, Tuesday, Clarksville police announced the arrest of 20-year-old Luke Elliott, 21-year-old Kyron Murphy Gant, and 20-year-old Malia Rowland.
I think we had hoped we would get a lot more cooperation than what we got. That was kind of why we said from the night of, let's let this play out over the next couple weeks and see what kind of information can be developed. But unfortunately, we did not, although a lot of people were interviewed in this case, we didn't get as much cooperation from the actual party goers as we had hoped.
Now, police estimated there are around 100 people in and out of that apartment throughout the night for that party. Murphy, Gant, and Elliott are charged with aggravated battery and criminal recklessness. Rowland is charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor. We are learning more about the changes coming to this year's Harvest Homecoming Festival in downtown New Albany. City leaders and festival organizers laid out more of their plans on a social post this week, describing the changes coming to this year's bicentennial celebration, a year after a teenager was killed by gunfire at that same festival. Harvest Homecoming will close 1 hour earlier on Friday and Saturday and will be marketed as a family and weapons-free event. Additional safety measures will include more police presence and a new security camera system. You'll also see better fencing, an enhanced lighting plan for downtown, and expanded family programming. With these changes, some businesses are concerned that much needed profits from that festival will be taken away. Though Brittany Basham from Rec Bar 812 agrees community safety is most important.
That week is a very important week to us, so them closing an hour early, I understand it completely, but it harms the local businesses around us by cutting it short.
Now, opening ceremonies and the Harvest Homecoming Parade kick off more than a week of events coming up on October 4th. Louisvillians are one step closer to seeing lower gas prices at the pump. The mayor just announced hours ago Louisville's met the benchmarks to lift that reformulated gas requirement. The EPA has required our city to use reformulated gas since 1995 because it burns cleaner and the pollution around Louisville at the time was too great. Mayor Greenberg said today he is urging the EPA to expedite the process and get the RFG requirement lifted as soon as possible.
We're on a solid path to meet all of the federal air quality standards, and we can continue to do so without the added burden of RFG. I've urged the EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin to expedite EPA approval without delay, given the impact here locally.
The EPA previously denied a temporary waiver request from Kentucky back in 2022, which would have saved Louisvillians 25 to 50 cents a gallon. All right, taking a look at our forecast right now, seeing some blue skies, a little bit more of a better difference from yesterday, Matthew.
Yeah, much better than what we saw yesterday. We just couldn't get rid of the clouds and the rain showers, but yeah, we are away from that for today, and we got a beautiful view at our U of L health camera for this afternoon. Current temperatures not bad at all either, into the lower 80s and upper 70s in most spots, 79 degrees in Shepherdsville, out into Louisville, 82 degrees, up to Scottsburg, 80 degrees, LaGrange at 81. Those feel like temperatures starting to warm up a little bit, though. We're returning back with some humidity for this Wednesday, but some areas into the upper 80s. Not going to see, at least feel like temperatures dangerously high, but we'll start to see those rise a little bit into the upper 80s for your Wednesday. Overall, looking at those weather headlines, we're tracking a nice and drier trend on the way for us, and we will be, in fact, warming up. It is still August, so we can still see those hot conditions, but we're looking at a gorgeous and sunny weekend. Overall, as we look at Max HD radar, and really not seeing much across our DMA, but a few spotty showers will start to pop up just east of our area into places like Lexington. So some of those pop-up showers will start to pop up likely just east of our area for today. As you look at those current dew points, well, into the 70s for us for this afternoon. 70 degrees right here in Louisville, 72 in Shelbyville, even into LaGrange, 70. So those dew points and humidity really active out there. We'll warm up into the mid 80s for this afternoon, but we got an even warmer trend on the way for us for the rest of the week. And we may be talking temperatures back into the 90s. I'll be tracking that out coming up in just a few minutes. Back over to you, Brooke.
All right, Matthew, thank you. Transportation officials with JCPS say bus routes are running smoothly ahead of the big day. That's tomorrow. Chief Operations Officer Rob Folk said that he feels confident with these practice routes. He played a crucial role in fixing the district's 2023 transportation disaster and said this year will be much different.
We are ahead of our schedule from last year for our driver runs. We have enough drivers to cover the routes. Our routing team feels good. Driver feedback is good. Principal feedback is good.
Now, JCPS also said it will partner with TARK for a second year to get more bus drivers for the district. But TARK said this will be a scaled back version. Last year, TARK provided 70 drivers. This year, there will only be 25. The Transportation Authority says it will help the district as long as it has the resources to fully staff its own routes. TARK said this also helps them avoid layoffs during the school year. And it is a big year for students in Shelby County. The district's removing some of the financial burdens from families to ensure everyone gets the same experiences. Our Gabriel Gonzalez explains.
Like a well-oiled machine, the parent drop-off line at Painted Stone Elementary moved smooth on the first day back from summer break. The veterans in the lineup were excited to be back. Others had a hard time saying goodbye, some for the first time.
I'm nervous, but I have really good faith in this school, and I know that they'll do right by it.
Someone who's used to the controlled chaos, Painted Stone principal Ann Louise McKinnon.
Once July hits, it's go time for our staff. Teachers are in rooms preparing them, making them warm and welcoming environments for our students, and so this is game time.
Not only a kickoff inside the classroom, but also in other areas around campus like extracurriculars. Superintendent Dr. Matthews announced a first-time ever initiative for students and parents.
We're having free admission into all of our athletic events for all of our Shelby County public school students, which we're really excited about. We don't want to be cost prohibitive in terms of families coming out to Friday night lights and our games.
That isn't all. Parents will no longer be responsible to pay that $35 instructional fee. Superintendent Matthews says it's to keep the parent-first mindset across the district.
We don't want to be cost prohibitive. We know how important co-curriculars and extracurricular activities are, and so we want our students to be a part of those things, and our board has made that commitment.
Painted Stone, we love, learn, lead. It's a mission that is rooted deep within our school community, and we are excited to kick the year off.
Bye.
Say love you.
Love you.
In Shelby County, Gabriel Gonzalez, WHAS 11, on your side.
Well, a quick shout out to all of our kids going back to school today. In Kentucky, that includes LaRue, Meade, and Shelby County, of course. In Indiana, students at Scott County District 2, East and West Washington County, Salem Community, North Harrison, and Madison Consolidated Schools all going back to class.